immigration for me is one of the most undertapped R&D, like
I'm telling you.
innovations that we have in our time. Because when you move to a new place, you come with fresh ideas, you come with a different perspective.
Yeah.
The national dish in the UK is curry. I know somebody...
Chicken
like,
tikka masala.
Yeah, you get what I mean? Because somebody came with that, and the unique story about it was he tried selling the regular Indian curry, and they kept complaining that it was too spicy, so he just put cream in it. And they were like, this is perfect. Yeah, but it's that blend of culture that makes, the UK and the US, unique. But for me, if you come here as an immigrant, think of what can I do for the country? What can I bring to the table? Right? You don't want to come here and form your own little country within the UK.
Well, that's exactly.
It's like, what value can I add?
Exactly.
And you are in a place where people are respected based on the value that they have to offer. In Nigeria, you can be a medical doctor and we will still ask you how much you get. Like, that man can save lives.
True.
But our value system is so broken. We are so in survival mode that the only thing that matters is money. But here, a professor of law will talk and a billionaire will shut up because you have to listen to what they're saying. They're bringing in value.
Hey guys, welcome back again. This is Chop It Up, and you're here with Josh and
I'm Dave, and obviously this is Chop It Up. Right, so obviously we know loneliness, all right, is often talked about like a personal feeling. Something quiet, individual, almost invisible, basically. But for many immigrants, loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's an environment. It's the silence after leaving everything familiar behind. It's rebuilding. It's rebuilding identity in places that don't always see you. And sometimes it's carrying your culture alone until you find others who recognize it. Today's guest knows that journey firsthand. OSAMA is a cultural innovator, event producer, and community builder whose work has helped reshape the cultural landscape in Wales.
come on, buddy Joe.
From his early days working behind the scenes with global music stars in Nigeria to founding platforms that amplify underrepresented voices, his story is one of movement, resilience, and intentional belonging. You shock you, Abby. Wait, I'm not finished. I'm coming. But behind the events, the sold-out shows, and the leadership, there's a deeper story about migration, isolation, and the emotional realities many people never talk about.
Hi, man, no cry for you.
Today, we're digging into loneliness as an epidemic among immigrants and how community, culture, and connection can become the cure. This is Chop It Up. So, let's get into it.
Yeah, this is Chop It Up, and you're live.
Thank you for that introduction, but it makes me sound like a very sad person. I'm not a sad person. And loneliness is not just like, it doesn't just affect me or like immigrants. It's a global problem. Young people feel more isolated,
Yeah.
and stuff. But the thing is that when I texted Dave, I had just come out of a burnout. So now thinking about it, I'm happy.
We need to explain to them how this whole...
Like, I'm back to being happy. So now talking about it now is off because I just had a very good day, bro.
So wait, let me explain to you people what we're talking about. So, right, when we started Chopping Up here, me and Osama was one of the first people that knew that me and my brother were going to start a podcast.
Yes, so
we told him, like, Osama, we're starting a podcast. I want you on this podcast. And
Bam.
Osama said to me, he said, Dave, I know too the talk. Like, I'm not a talker. I'm more of an educator. So, fast forward a year later, I messaged him again. I said, Osama, see, we've started it and we've had guests on. So, we want you on. He replied, he said, Dave, before I do your podcast, you need to promise me 2 things.
you can imagine.
He gave me 2 criteria to come on my own show. He said, 1, you need to give me a whiteboard and marker.
As in, he sent us markets.
He said 2, you need to promise me that you promote this on Tunde Ednot's page.
So today not Biko.
Tunde Ednot.
Today not.
Now, fast forward again. 4 months later, I was in the sanctuary of my own room, chilling.
Just chilling. No?
Next thing I saw first missed call. I said, Osama is calling me. Osama never calls me.
There are some phone calls you don't expect.
Osama will never call you. He will text you. But so he called me. I was like, this one is calling me, which means there's something burning in his heart. I called him back. I was like, Osama Alpha. He said, Dave. Before I even said Osama Alpha, I was like, Dave, see, Dave, I'm coming on that podcast. We need to talk about loneliness as an epidemic for immigrants.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's get into it. You see, Nigeria particularly, and like many countries, like third world countries, India and the rest of them, countries where like young people don't have access to opportunities, right? When we migrate, most times we're looking for like better jobs and all of that. But there's the other side to it. The last time my family has been together as a unit was 2017. You know, my brother first left and then my sister and myself. And growing up, you don't realize how much it affects you till you begin to settle down. And then I started to see like, I'm probably homesick, but not just homesick. It's like many things compound. And because we come into these countries in survival mode.
Yeah.
So is the first thing is to settle down, get your papers, go to uni. And I think slowly but surely, I've built OTID to a point where I'm now comfortably earning. So I've gone past just paper. I have my papers. I'm not like doing the best, but I'm okay compared to where I was. And now it's like there are other problems that
are now showing up.
And I'm like, okay, is this a me problem or is it a general thing? But with OTID, we have a beautiful brotherhood among ourselves where I can call Victor or anybody and speak to them for hours, you know. But something unique happened during this period. I couldn't just speak to anybody about it. It was just me. And I was like, okay, why is this happening? And it's a problem among migrants, bro. Like, your mom calls you and she's like, how are you? And your first answer is, I am fine.
Facts.
Because I don't want to put unnecessary pressure on you.
Yeah, you don't have to
right?
start worrying.
I don't want you to worry about it, right? I don't want to tell my friends about certain things because even if you would get it, I'm not looking for a solution.
Exactly.
You're looking for that emotion.
I just want to chat, right?
I just want to chat, yeah.
And it's a problem, but why it partakes to immigrants really is that our case is different. It's not just leaving home while you're young. It's navigating school and visa issues at the same time. Yeah. It's thinking about building a business while you
navigating school
making hard decisions, right? I know people that got married at the age of 19, 20 because of they needed to be with that partner legally to get a visa. Yeah. Now you have a 20-year-old person navigating marriage. He has no idea what he's doing. You have people that have kids because of this. And we can ignore the reality, but it is the truth. And it's like, with OTID, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, I hate this guy with passion. I say it every time. If OTID was a person, I'll beat that guy up every day. But like, it's put me through so much stress, right? But it's not that I have the answers. I'm actually looking for like answers to these things. Like, how do you cope, with like being yourself, staying true to yourself? Like, dubious calls it having a double consciousness. Yeah. I am from Nigeria, but I have to assimilate to where I am. I don't want to lose myself. However, I want to be so relatable here that I can build something for myself. It's like, I'm working on a project with Sage, Faithy, and Skunkadelic, and the project is putting out new music about this, about like, is it genuinely possible to love both worlds and assimilate to both worlds? And, because when I speak on matters pertaining to Wales, I genuinely mean it. I genuinely love Wales, right? Wales gave me structure. Wales gave me a pathway that Nigeria cannot offer. Lagos taught me how to hustle.
Facts.
That's true, yeah.
But, Wales has taught me structure and the importance of institutions. Yeah. Right? You can be very talented, but without the backing of certain institutions, you will not go anywhere. Right? So it's like, I love Wales to bits, right? And when I say Wales, I mean Wales, not Britain. Yeah. Because I don't really have much, affinity for this English. But I know there are core reasons why, and we can go down to invasion 1897 of the Britain, the English invading the Benin Empire, or something that just as small as the Welsh are way more welcoming.
Yeah, that's true.
In England, people avoid eye contact. Everyone is.
You greet someone, you get cold shoulders
individualistic
everywhere.
Society. Yeah. Lagos is very communal. Yeah. Right? You can live here for 20 years and not know the name of your neighbor. Right? In Lagos, it's nearly impossible.
It's impossible.
Everyone on the street
Mama
knows you. So now you've come from one extreme end of the coin to another one. And you're like, okay, what am I doing here? And I think that's what gave birth to Afrowales, really.
Yeah.
Because it was like a sense of community. It started from house parties. Because, you know, in Trade Forest, as I there, we were the minority. So we're like, okay, let's gather, let's have fun, cook jollof rice, eat together.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when people tried to downplay the work of Afrowales as club nights, I quickly corrected them.
Yeah.
You see it as a joke or club nights, but that is our meeting point.
Yeah.
When we come together from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., we talk about real shit.
Yeah,
Alpha, bro, I don't have a job. Oh, you don't have a job? Let me give you this agency number.
True.
That is my community.
Facts.
Right? And it was with that understanding I started to move differently. You know, like I remember when the first time ever we got paid for promotion from Flexit. It was because he needed to reach out to 18 to 24-year-olds in Cardiff. And that's my market, right? And like I always say, community can meet culture, culture can meet commerce.
Okay.
So young black people, it's okay for you to do stuff for the community and build a future for yourself. You can do good and still make money while doing it. Don't let anybody gaslight you into working for the community and you end up being broke at this 40. But that's by the way. But yeah,
You're lonely.
now I am not, because I've started to learn things like having a work-life balance. I don't have a work-life balance. I'm a very big nerd, right? So if I'm not working, I am working. If I'm not working, I'm working. If I don't work, I am sleeping, right? Yeah, I work from 9 to 5, and then I go to Zip to work from 9 till the morning and back. Yeah, I do it every day. So I don't have a social life, really, outside OTID. The OTID entertainment parties was the only time I actually party. I don't party. And even with OTID entertainment, if you are observant, I don't go into the club.
Yeah, you're always outside.
I'm outside.
Yeah.
So I'm not a social person, but I understood the commercial side of what I was doing. You know, the other guys are the party guys, yeah.
But you know, big shout out to Afrowales, because if I can ever remember, like coming to one of those like Afrowales events, I don't know if you can remember, there's one we did in Swansea. That I think we got there a lot early. Like it was well, I think what was wholesome about it was when we were seated in the car.
Yeah.
Like this, three of us would never, like, because of we're all busy, and that's one thing about the UK. People don't regularly say, "You guys pull up, let's hang out." You guys do this, because everyone either has a day shift or a night shift. You're either working weekends or you're working in the week. Like
Everything
it's never stable.
is structured because your shifts are, you know, they're structured. Your life is structured. You have to be here on this time. Training goes at that time, and it's good, but it can easily lead to isolation.
That's true.
Because now you have to plan meets up with your friends, and when you do, you don't go that deep into conversations.
And it's almost as if one person always doesn't make it.
Yeah,
someone is either not feeling too well, has a shift, or just not is feeling like being social.
I know, but with Victor, I'm conscious about it. Like, I have Victor come down to my house to spend like a week.
Yeah,
I go to his house to spend a week, but I have the luxury of doing that because I don't work a regular job.
Yeah.
But their families, bro, we are talking to Fabre, their husbands and wives that don't see themselves. Because wife is working days, the dad is working
because they
nights.
want to take care of
And
kids.
then
Because
kids,
they want to make sure that someone is there with their
bro,
kids.
Immigrants have a unique way of navigating life, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people try to downplay the whole idea of being like an immigrant with loneliness. Like, because for me, like things you said, like, oh, like you can't do all stuff, you have to be here by this time, you have to be like living as an immigrant in the UK has low-key been killing my creative side.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dancer, right? Like one major thing about us dancers is like, for us to make it, we need to be seen. We need to have time to do. I need to wake up in the morning and say, okay, today I'm going to make this video, make that video. But being an immigrant, and I know that, I need to also make money to pay my bills. I need to go to work. I need to do these shifts. I don't have...
The best year of my life was the year that the Home Office didn't allow me to work for 1 year. Shout out to Becca. She took up the responsibility, and her and Professor Uzo Iwobi, they made it possible for me to be alive for that period. You know, I love Professor Uzo Iwobi so much. She's like
that's
a
why
mother
you always drag me every time. Where you did?
Because she's somebody that I needed representation so bad when I was navigating Afrowales. I needed to see somebody that's not just black, but is a migrant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she will understand what I mean. She tells me I had to pack cribs, you know, workers. and she was a lawyer, graduating from Swansea University. Well, no opportunities anywhere. When she started the African Community Center, she went through the same thing, and now to forming the Race Council, I needed to see her, and Taye made that possible. Taye links me to Professor Uzo, and she's just like a big inspiration for me. But I've lost my trail of thought before I was speaking about her. I was going to speak on something important. We'll get back to it. Don't worry.
Back to it, man. Like, I think, guy, can I just say, you coming on this podcast, this is the first time, no knock to every other of our guests, but like they've been great but this is the first time where like I feel like you've made me and Joshua just shut up and just listen to you for like, because like what you're saying is actually real shit. Like a lot of people, they try to like downplay we're immigrants, we're Nigerians. And the one part of it that is like, we're Nigerians, we can survive anything.
Yes, I remember what I was going to say. So for the 1 year I couldn't work, right?
Yeah.
It's ground zero, bro.
Yeah.
As a man, when you are ground zero, it's the best time in your life. There's nothing to lose.
There's nothing to lose.
I used that 1 year cold calling, writing proposals, writing grants. I learned how to structure my systems within that 1 year. That was the 1 year that I was like, when your brain knows there's no other means to get money, it will find a way for you to eat.
100%.
Right? So we went from doing events every month to now saying, okay, we have events, can we get sponsors? How do we pitch to sponsors? How do we reach out to sponsors? Okay, there's something called the Creative, there's something called the Arts Council. How do we reach out to them? So it's like that 1 year of not being able to work, and not being able to legally work, kind of changed the game for me. But again, I was quite young, right? But what if you move here when you're 30 and you have a child? You don't have that luxury, bro. Bro, there are so many people now that just live for their kids. Their own dreams are gone.
I'm telling you, bro. Like
I'm telling you,
that's
brother.
so real. Like, you see, like, I take the bus every day to work.
Yeah.
And
I said like I know.
yeah, sorry.
He doesn't know, but he assumes.
I take the bus every day to work, and every time I get in the bus, there are these 3 sets of Nigerians. We have never spoken. I swear, we have never spoken. Like, they're always in different parts of the bus. It's like 3 ladies and 1 guy. Like an older guy, 3 of them, they all look aged. I know they all have kids, like from the way their demeanor is. And like, I just get to the bus and everybody just raises their head. And we just look at ourselves and we just go.
Like that little nod, like
Bro, that nod. You understand
I see
what's
you
going
understand
on,
what's going on.
I get where you're going. Like, we never say a word to each other, but we just know that,
Yeah, bro, like it's crazy even navigating spaces. I remember like I've gone into rooms. I remember one of them was the NFTS, right? Yeah. And it's selected, I think, 10 young people to learn stuff for YouTube. And I went into the room, and this is the interesting thing. It's for young Black industry professionals. But I went there and I didn't feel like I was meant to be in the room. And I'll explain why. I refuse to change my accent because I don't know how to fake it.
Yeah.
My references might not be similar to yours, even though we are both Black.
Yeah.
There are certain things that I would say in Nigerian will understand the context. And I was like, these people sort of are out of touch with my reality, right? Because I'm hustling real life problems, brother. Yeah. The visa fees is 5K, and stuff like that. And I can't commit to certain link-ups because I have to work.
That's true.
And I called Fola and I was in tears and I'm like, bro, how would you do this thing? Because you're not just fighting one battle, so many things.
And it's almost as if, like, especially like one thing about the UK government, and this is one thing that actually just gets to me.
No recourse to public funds.
no, it's not even public funds. Like, I don't want access.
We don't want
to
public funds.
I don't want access to public funds. My own is the goalpost. They're always shifting it. Like, they set a goalpost, and when you come into this country, you're working towards it. Like, you're working, for example, when I first came in, you're trying to get a job that will give you at least 27K. Back then, 27K, so you can get sponsorship to stay longer. And just when you just got a job that is getting you 27K, guess what? Next month, it is 31K. So you can't even get sponsorship. Like, they just keep shifting the goalposts. And it just looks like what we are promised coming in here. Or not even, nobody promised us or anything, but like...
It's because they still
what
lie.
life, exactly.
They still lie to people who are uninformed that migration is a burden. That we spend this amount of money on immigrants. And immigration for me is one of the most undertapped R&D, like...
I'm telling you.
Innovations that we have in our time. Because when you move to a new place, you come with fresh ideas, you come with a different perspective.
Yeah.
The national dish in the UK is curry. I know somebody
Chicken
like,
tikka masala.
yeah, you get what I mean? Because somebody came with that, and the unique story about it was he tried selling the regular Indian curry, and they kept complaining that it was too spicy, so he just put cream in it, and we're like, "This is perfect." Yeah, but it's that blend of culture that makes the UK and the US unique. But for me, if you come here as an immigrant, think of what can I do for the country? What can I bring to the table? Right, you don't want to come here and form your own little country within the UK.
But that's exactly.
It's like, what can I?
want to come
What
and blend
value
in.
can I add?
Exactly.
And you are in a place where people are respected based on the value that they have to offer. In Nigeria, you can be a medical doctor and we will still ask you how much you get. Like, that man can save lives.
True.
But our value system is so broken. We are
yeah.
so in survival mode that the only thing that matters is money. But here, a professor of law will talk and a billionaire will shut up because you have to listen to what they're saying. They're bringing in value. So I understood that quite early on that, okay, I have to position myself and my business and all of this, we matter, and this is why I think we should be conversations that this matter. However, there are still things that I can't change, like the government waking up one morning to say ILR goes from 5 years to 10 years or this to that. But, Lagos has taught us to react.
Yeah.
You adapt.
We are very reactionary.
In the UK, they plan for things. Like in UK, have you ever heard in Lagos, it's going to be raining on Thursday, so buses from Ojo Elegba have been cancelled. We're going to give you guys a replacement bus. No, you just get there
You get
and
there,
it's
you
raining
figure it out.
and you figure out how to go home.
100%.
So there's that grit, there's that sharpness that we have.
Life hits you.
But you have to blend it with the system here and understand that, okay, you have to plan for things. They announce things, early. Like right now, we are planning for festivals for 2027. Right, because it's open now. You have to start talking, making the conversations now. But Lagos is like on the spot.
On the
bro.
spot. I want to do festival. Let's
Festival,
go talk to
bro.
the people straight up.
You got to talk to the
Like
venue.
in Lagos, people make things happen. Oh yeah, you plan.
You
work
plan
for
to
it.
make it happen.
You have to
You
plan.
email,
You have
you
to.
schedule,
You
you
have
go
to
for
send
coffee
emails.
talks.
You have to get approvals. You have to get certifications. You have to get the right contractors, bro. Like
But I
everything.
think,
Everything has to be a plan. Like
touching
everything.
on every-
That's one thing. Sorry, David. I'm
No,
very
go on,
sorry.
go on.
That's one thing that I love about this country, and even as being an immigrant,
Yeah.
like Nigeria is great. Like you said, that taught us survival.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think a lot of people don't actually know is like when you bring someone from Nigeria who is just about survival, right? They have this natural talent of reacting to life when it hits you.
Yeah.
If someone like that plans for
You
your
become
country,
very little later. Yeah.
it becomes it only adds more value in terms
Yeah.
of like strength, resilience.
Yeah.
They are bringing resilience to process. They are bringing strength to order.
Yeah.
Like they are.
Bro, we've had meetings where they're like, everything has gone wrong. I'm like, so what happened? I'm like, so that's it. Like, if you tell me everything has gone wrong,
Let's find another thing to go
for
right.
instance, like, bro, at this point, nothing shakes. Like, bro,
Nothing.
as long as nobody dies, bro, let's find a way to keep it
As
moving.
in, if there's like it was actually a video I watched. It was a Nigerian guy that was talking, and it actually makes sense. He was like that. If you see a problem, right, and you can't solve it, why worry? If you can solve it, why worry?
Yeah.
So like, there's no. If you see a problem, try and find a solution. If you can't find a solution, don't worry.
Yes,
It's not yours to solve.
it's wasting time, basically.
You're just wasting your time worrying. So like, and that's one thing that Nigerians come here a lot. Like you talk to Nigerians and say, no matter how down they look, they always say, "How you doing?" "I'm fine."
I'm fine.
That I'm fine has turned to a natural answer at this
Yeah.
point. Like
I'm fine.
even in my workplace, like to be honest, everything you've spoken about, I've seen it in my workplace. Like there are a lot of people in my workplace that like even the manager, the manager where I work, he's a white guy. He still gets surprised when he hears the degree most of us have.
Yeah.
Like a woman that works where I work, she has her doctorate. She's a PhD holder. And she's with me cleaning shit every day.
Yeah, because here you show, you don't tell. And this is going to touch on the subject. Because there's a close friend of mine, he's an accountant, very brilliant guy. But this is the thing, right? If someone comes to me and says, I have a digital marketing degree,
Yeah.
that's fine. I want to see what you can do. Now, in the process of us trying to show, maybe you have to volunteer for someone, or you have to take some unpaid internships, or you have to, while you're doing that, you're probably limited to 20 hours a week. You're probably studying for your master's, and you have to pay the bills. Now, there's almost no time for you to show, actually, and unless you have somebody that gives you a chance and takes a bet on you, which most times as an employer, why would you do that when there's someone else that you can see has experience from the UK and references from
the UK?
So it's like, when I shout out to Professor Uzo, is because for the 1 year we did the Afrowales stuff, she didn't know me, but she took a bet on me. And I think that our first event together was chaotic. You know, 'cause I don't understand some things she wanted. Like, I would just design the artwork and post it.
Yeah.
And she's like, why didn't you send it for approval? I'm like, why did you have to approve it? This thing is dope. Like, she's like, well, I started to understand those processes and stuff. And she took a bet on me that I think I am indebted to build platforms and take bets on other young Black people.
Hello.
Yeah.
Speaking of that.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I think we've done well. Look at this.
Yes. Wait.
I remember.
Joshua, wait. Hold on. You've scattered the entire thing. Now, wait. Let me see. Speaking on that note, OSAMA, before we came for this podcast, we also had another phone call where I told you I will call you out, you know. But this call out is no, like, honestly, I'll be really
But don't sugarcoat it, call the call out.
There's no shade to OTID. But do you know I did show for you for 1 year? I didn't get paid shishi.
That is you putting value.
It's like, okay, so this is the thing, right? So Timmy, I knew Timmy from
Confronting.
University. So they're like, oh, you got a guy called Dave. And I'm like, who is Dave? Like, he's a dancer. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And the thing is, for the 1 year Dave was hyping and dancing, I just say he was coming to the parties and this guy was doing this thing. And one day I looked at Dave dance, and if you remember, I said to you, what did I say?
Oh, you said, I can't remember.
I will tell you. I said, guy, you can actually dance.
Oh, yeah.
Because mind you, I'm outside the events. I'm not in the events.
Can I just say, this was already after 1 year of me dancing in the show.
All I know is that Dave comes and he does that stuff. But since that day, I've given you a lot of paid gigs, right? And I pay the highest. I've shared money with every young Black business, from Native Radio to Clat to you. I had Abby.
Don't point at me.
Abby, our caterer, she told me for the St. Davis event, I've given her first 5 figures, right? It's not a thing of pride. It's just, I think, community builds culture. Fair. And it's important that as young Black business, owners, if you're doing well, if you're doing your job well, I will patronize you. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to patronize you just because you're Black.
True.
I don't believe in EDI just because you're Black. If you're doing well, like Clat, I say to Clat every time, the reason why Clat and I are friends is because I saw another young Black person that takes his craft seriously. Don't come in the room and cry, oh, racism and stuff. I understand people are racist and it's institutional racism where they try to suppress Black creators or Black entrepreneurs or give us a glass ceiling and tell us what our win is. But we're not going to take that, right? If we see that, we come for it heads on. But what I would not tolerate is you not being competent at your job and saying because you're Black.
Yeah, I think this whole because I'm Black thing has actually started becoming an excuse in general.
Well, it's not an excuse because there are cases where genuinely racism
I get that. But a lot of people that have not even experienced those cases starts assuming that people are being racist to them because they're Black. Meanwhile, they're not. Like, for example, there's this woman in my work, like, my manager, one thing he will do, if you come to him and say, oh, you want to take this day off, or he'll tell you, send me an email. Yeah. And everyone knows that.
It's standard procedure.
Like, so this woman, she just started one day. Like, she came in one day, and the first, like, her first week, she wanted a week off. And then he said, like, I can't give you a week off yet. You've not worked with me for 6 months. But he now said, but send me an email. Yeah. This woman came out, I was like, oh, is it because I'm Black? He's being like that to me. And I'm like,
well, no, some people actually do take the piss with it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like racism, discrimination, all of that, it exists and it's very shameful, with the rise of the right wing, and sometimes I think they are ignorant, and they just need to be well educated about certain things. Because hating people for the color of their skin is very stupid. However, as a young black person, please be motivated by excellence. Just be the best at your field. Just if you're good. I tell Timmy all the time, I would book Timmy over and over again because when I book him, I have peace of mind. He just comes and does the job. Like, he does it well.
Timmy handles the job that you don't pay him
so
for.
it's like...
Osama.
Hi, Josh.
Osama, me, I have something.
But there's an history between...
Wait, speaking of this, right?
Stop telling me wait.
No. I'll tell you something that Osama said.
You're telling me wait. I don't want
let him speak. But I've actually spoken about this before, and I called...
That's what I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you something. I know you
You did not tell me before. Don't tell me now. I must...
Let him say it first. Just please.
Let me say it. You do it. You did not tell me.
Say it.
I will complain to you and you will not tell me.
Say it,
Osama,
Dave.
so
It's
one,
not that I want to say it. You don't want to be telling me.
Please clip
down.
this. Yeah. Say
one
this.
day Osama called me. Like, I think it was after me and you went for... Wait, you don't want me to talk? I should not talk. Okay, sorry.
Crack on, bro.
Should I leave? Should I leave so you guys will just...
No, it's not just, but
It's
like,
about
let
you.
me to give some context before you speak.
Before
please.
you speak, just give you context, then you can... I speak first, then I'll give you
No,
context.
speak.
No. Anyway, Osama called me on the phone, and like I think it was after one of OTID events. The next day, he called me and he was like, "Dave, Joshua, what can he do?" And I told him, Osama, call Joshua and ask him what he can do. And he was not like, because he didn't want, like Osama said, like, "Oh, I don't want anyone to come on my stage that I'm not paying." So he said, "What can I put Josh under?" And I said, "Call Joshua and ask him." So now you can.
First of all, you did not do a good job. Second of all, Osama, I called you and told you everything that I can do. Did I or did I not?
I think that was probably after his call.
No, it was. I'm sure it was before this conversation you had with you.
No, it's after.
It was, you see.
So
Yeah.
I called you, and after I've told you everything that I can do for you, gave you my resume and everything.
Should I remind you what happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
I added all of us on a group chat for a particular event. And what did you say?
I said I had a shift. But wait, no, Osama, no. That you're missing.
If I do 99 good, it go
No, don't do that
remember.
because I wish I brought my phone. Osama, because the timeline is off. Your timeline is off. You added me to that group chat before me and you had this conversation of what I want to be doing.
Are you sure?
That group chat was for me to come and get in a video.
No.
Yes. It
No.
was for a
No, it
video
was for an
shoot.
event. It
That's for an
It
event.
was for the event. Then they mentioned the video shoot on the...
Yeah,
No,
on the
on the
platform.
group chat. The day you said that, we are shooting a video on
Bro,
this day.
it's 2 versus
For all of
1,
you,
bro.
need to come
The
up.
eyes
No,
have it.
no, there's no eyes have it. To me, I can take everybody. I'll take all the smoke.
Joshua will go.
I will go all day because no one is going to come
because
out here
I think it
and
was
call
for
it that I was slacking or something.
No.
Like,
but-
I'm not going to take
We are
that.
not saying you're slacking.
Hello?
We are not saying you're slacking, but
So what are you telling me?
we are not saying you're slacking.
So what are you telling me?
All we are saying is that,
Is that what?
the group chat was for that event.
But the group chat, the context of that group chat was not the conversation. And you know what? Let me actually spell it out. What I told Osama I want is I don't want to be on stage.
Yeah.
Me and you had that conversation. I said it's not about me being on stage. That I would like to work on the back end. Told you about my certifications in financial modeling and valuation analysis.
Then I told you to reach out to
And I
Femi.
told you I was ready to send you everything that I've ever worked on. Told you I worked on credit scoring. I told you I have a master's in financial...
Technology.
I have a master's in financial technology, and you want to put me on stage, and you put me in a group chat for an event, for a video shoot.
You see, I will go. This is important that they are venting because
No. Osama, don't make it look. And even for that video shoot,
in
they said that,
OTID.
okay, the video shoot is this day. If you can't make it, say so. Then I mentioned that yes, I can't make it because I have a shift because it wasn't planned or anything, and then use the whole thing to cut me off entirely from everything. Drop me from the group chat. Without even texting me to make sure immediately I said, no, I can't make it. After asking if you can't make it, say something. As soon as I said something, drop from the group chat.
Yeah.
Nothing, no text message. And that was now when I called you. And I told you, that's
am
when me and
happy.
you had that conversation
Yeah,
about what I can do.
I am happy that you're venting because I know what it feels like to have potentials and like have to know that you can do the job and not just have the opportunities. However, in OTID, there's our mantra, he that is faithful in little will be faithful in a much, right? The same Abby I paid 5 figures. My first ever job we had was £150, right? My current project manager, her first gig for me was just a video drop, right? So if it is not about the job of what you can do, is making sure that you're faithful in the little things. So if there's a call-up time, you should be there. You know,
Now, why you need to
That's
give me
hello, that's bullshit. That's a whole lot of
it's
bullshit.
all right for you to
Now
think
you're
it's bullshit.
you're taking you're actually trying to use the professional mindset to hide from the bullshit that
professional
happened.
mindset, clip
Bro,
that.
like forget that official thing, bro.
Oh,
Let's
talking
put it on
about
the table.
official things, right?
No, let's put it
I
on the
sent
table.
an email.
See, man, this man just used official language to say that I wasn't faithful in the few. Hello, I've been going to how many Afrowales video shoot have I gone to? How many Afrowales video shoot have I gone to that you told me to carry equipment around? I didn't even get on the video shoot. And you're going to tell me who is faithful in little? You're going to call me out on that. How many hello, don't even talk. How many Afrowales show have I been to? And I'll be on the stage and I'm dancing with him and I'm shouting with everybody. And you're telling me I'm not faithful in a little because I couldn't make one video shoot that had no prior understanding. That group chat had been existing. When you added me to that group chat was already existing for 3 months. And then me 2 days. Calm down. And then me 2 days to the video shoot. And then maybe to make it within 2 days. And then you're not telling me who is faithful in little. Fuck that. What do you mean by that?
That's cool, but
Forgive my French.
I am a very chill person, bro. Are you available on the 28th of February?
28th of February. Yes, I'm available.
Come just send everything.
Money starts bullshit.
Yes, come. All right.
So anyway,
So we can move past that.
sorry for that emotional outburst, but do you know what's funny about this whole
I'm
thing?
sorry, this
We
is
actually
a normal
had
day.
questions on this podcast. We actually had questions for Osama. Joshua have used, but anyway, speaking on that, going back to the topic of loneliness before we went into business, like loneliness, really, I think a lot of Nigerians use. Wait, allow me to enter the name. Bro, I cannot enter loneliness. No, but wait. We need to get back on track. I think in general, what we're talking about was like, before we got into the business aspect of everything, was loneliness as a whole. I think one thing, especially as Nigerian immigrants,
Yeah.
because of the way we were raised and the way we grew up,
Yeah.
we are taught to just go on with everything.
Yeah, just keep quiet and suck it
Like,
in.
there's so many things that when I moved here, I realized were actually a thing. For one, back home, I never believed depression was actually a thing.
100%.
2, ADHD. I never thought ADHD was a thing.
I didn't know about it.
But I didn't even know about ADHD till I came here.
I've heard of it.
Anything, basically anything mental health.
related, yeah.
I didn't, because, bro, like, when I think back on my life, there are a lot of things that have happened to me that in my head right now that I would say, yes, I was depressed.
There are things that happen to my mom, and when I speak to her, I can tell she's going through something.
But they will always be like,
Yeah, because
oh,
we think of mental health as only when you go like bonkers. Yeah,
yeah, like, oh, we don't tear clothes,
and we don't
enter
think
road.
it's a thing.
But like coming here and experiencing like the whole like bro, when I first came here, bro, I was staying in like my friend's house, like it was a shared apartment, right? I was in his room, bro. I didn't leave his room, and they didn't have a TV in the house.
Bro.
Guy, I was there, like, bro, like at some point, yeah, I would just set my phone and just be dancing to myself. A lot, like people right now will be asking me, like, Dave, why did you just post anything on your Instagram? It's habits I built off being lonely, bro.
Let me tell you one lonely thing. My brother gave me one assignment one day. That is when I knew. After doing the assignment, that is when I knew I'm probably depressed. So I told my brother, like, I think I was going through a lot of stuff that I didn't have stable salary, no money, I could hardly pay rent and everything. So I was going through a lot. And then when I spoke to David about it, my brother told me that I should just lose.
Literally.
I was like, what do you mean? He said that I should just walk. I should just set the pin somewhere on my Google map
And just
randomly
walk.
and just walk there.
Yeah.
So I was not like, how will I do that? My brother and I told me, okay, let me give you assignments. My brother told me that I should look for a beach in Splot.
Guy, do you know there's actually a beach in Splot, but not everybody knows that.
No idea.
It took me 4 hours.
Wow.
I saw something that looked like a beach. I put a pin in it. I'll walk or I'll get to a point. Like Google Map is telling you go forward, but there's a fence directly in front of you. I'll turn around. There's a place like it's just bush. Like you don't even know where you're putting your legs in. I'll turn around. Bro, for like 4 hours, I was looking for this beach in Splot. I don't even know why I was doing it because why am I listening to what's why am I listening to what David told? But at that point, I just didn't want to think of my life at that point.
Yeah.
I just wanted to walk. And to be honest, he actually did help me though.
But why I actually told you to, because guy, when I first came here, like I was so lonely that guy, I would just stay, put my AirPods in, I'll just walk. Like I would just guy, I was in Newport. So like I would just start walking around just so I can see, even if I'm not talking to them, just so I can see other people.
Just
to have that feel of like I'm not alone.
Bro, is fundamental principles, like is the human desire to connect to other people. Is who we are.
Bro,
as human
I found
beings,
that beach because I lost. That beach, I found it because I lost. Like I didn't even know there was a beach. I just one day I just said that I want to walk. Let me just walk. Cause I will stay in my house. I'll be thinking like, but I miss my family. Guy, like I've been here for 4 years now. I've never been back home since I've been here. Like that feeling of like, here, like you have to be something, like you have to be something different because you're trying to fit in.
And there's also the pressure we put on ourselves to be somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't want to go home to your family unless you're going back,
with money. But I don't build at least 2 hotels now.
Now you're not just living life, and enjoying yourself and doing what you want to do. You're living life. You want to be successful. You want to be great. You want to have money. You want to make your family proud. You want to discover yourself. It's a lot of pressure. And I didn't know all of this until I had to do therapy. Shout out to University of South Wales, my final year. My final year, I did therapy when I used my school fees to book this in Spyro. I used my school fees to bring Spyro. Spyro reported me to the booking agents that I did not give him plantain. It's a story for another day. He reported me to the booking agent.
Spyro.
He said the food, Spyro, who is your guy? Yeah, he said.
We do that show now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used my school fees to do that event. I was optimistic, like I would get the money back and all those things. But it's been a whole journey, boy. There are times when loneliness is beautiful because it's not. I don't think of it as a very drastic thing. It's when you've done a successful event and you come back home and you're the only one eating. It's when you go for a conference and everyone is like, "This guy, I'm so proud of you, brilliant guy." And I'm on the train back home and it's just me. Or I have so many people that I'm connected to, but I can't call anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's those moments when you feel isolated. My sister got married this year. I couldn't go for the wedding. So in order for me to compensate for it, I just kept sending money back home. And it got to a point when she's like, "OSAMA, it's okay." Because it was like, I was trying to, because she had my only sister, but I've missed it, and I've missed it because of crazy things, because of, one or two reasons. So even when I have conversations about relationships now, I'm quite open. Like, bro, I understand you're looking at a guy, but as an immigrant, there are certain things that have shaped the way I think and I react to the world. So I remember Becca used to tell me, like, why do you want so much money? Like, you can be comfortable. Like, why? What is this desire to be either rich or to be wealthy or to build something beyond yourself? And sometimes I try to question, is this what I want?
Yeah.
Or is this pressure put on me? And I will explain. Because there's some events I do, and I know I'm going to lose money, but I'm happy doing it because it's going to make great impact. Well, at that point, that shows that my motivation may not be purely financial.
Can I just say something on that note?
Yeah.
Speaking on what you just said, because I know when he said Swansea, you gave that face. Because I remember how that Swansea event went, but I wouldn't say that. But there's one thing you said to me because I know that night I came to you, I was like, "OSAMA Alpha, you brought to me here, waiting this up."
Yeah.
And there's one thing you said to me that didn't change my mindset on like a lot of things. I was like, for OSAMA, why are we here? Like maybe they go, if nothing's happening, let's go. And you said to me, like, David, it's not the event, it's not people in the event I'm looking at. It's what I can get from the marketing I do in this event right now.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I didn't want to ask because my head that time I was thinking party. But now that I think about it, you got a lot of things with the videos and all those things we did.
And
For-
last week we were at Swansea Arena, 1,700 people with Black History Wales. Yeah. Okay, Ben Shapiro, who is the founder of Live Nation. I think I watched not founder, sorry, his ex-CEO. I watched an interview where he was like, if you have 2,000 people in a concert, what you have there is 2,000 buyers that are willing and primed to buy. And I think that changed how we view the parties and also changed how I view my business. So no matter what the situation that OTID is in, even with Brains, the collaboration we did with SA Brains, the pop-up didn't go as planned, but we did a promotional video that was very dope for them. And that led to another commission with Public Health Wales. No matter...
Wait, you got a commission on public health? I know you involved me. Now, public health master. I messaged you about this thing.
Yeah,
I said, why didn't you involve me? I have a master's in public health and you didn't involve me.
Yeah, but it's like, no matter where we find ourselves as a business, as OTID, or me as a person, you can either just mourn about it or just pick up like some decent positives, because in retrospect, you would wish that you utilize that time like better, yeah. Because I think I only have like maybe 70 or 80 years left on this earth. Like, it's a very short time, so I might as well just do what I want to do, which is why sometimes I tell my parents, Daddy, I want to do this. And he's like, all right, that's cool, because he wanted me to be an engineer for the longest time, and I didn't want to do it. So I dropped out of current university. I decided to chase sound engineering and event production. I remember coming here to study event production, and every other person was doing like law, something very serious. And it's like, yeah, because I was like, bro, on my deathbed, he would have died. Like, it's me, it's my life, is my choice, And even with OTID, there are sacrifices that I had to make. Like, I've squatted at Danny's house, I've had to sleep on the floor of Sammy's house. I've done like different things because it's like, I would rather suffer while chasing something that I want to do than live another person's dream. And even with immigrants, be careful that you're not living your family's dream. Because if you get to a point where they'll be gone, you'll be stuck, doing that, and you would not be happy. There'll be no fulfillment. As we got older, as OTID members, club nights were no longer fulfilling. But when I saw 1,700 kids at Black History, we was happy to be there and learn about the culture. It gave me that dopamine rush that I have not gotten in a very long time. Or like the Black Watch Music Awards, going from planning to seeing the execution, it makes me happy. So in as much as you want to do stuff for yourself, you want to prove that you're valuable, make sure it's on your own terms and you define what your win is. Don't let anybody define what the win is for you, because society will do that. And as a Black person, it's very easy to give us a win. Sometimes you being in that room seems like a win. How about you dominate the room? Because it's like, the flex is, I was the only Black guy at that event. So what if I lead the event? So be cautious about it and do what you want. But right now, I'm happy I live life on my own, like, accord, and I do what I want, and I can walk out of any deal or any situation, But I hope everybody gets to experience that true freedom. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've spoken a lot about this, and I can't lie, this has been a great conversation. But just to round it up, I'm just gonna ask you a few questions.
Yeah, let's go for it, man.
So this questions, because I feel like I'm looking at all the questions while you were talking, and I realized that you've basically answered most of it without me asking it. So I'll just ask you questions based on the solution and advice that you can give. So my first question is, if a young immigrant arrives in Wales today feeling alone, what practical steps would you tell them to take in their first 30 days? Find
a community or build one. For me, it was the university. It was the African Caribbean Society. Yeah. Like, I remember telling the founding members, myself, Stanley, Fola, we went to the union and we were like, we want to have a Caribbean society, and we used to meet every Wednesday, and it was just PS4, and it doesn't require so much brain work, but sometimes just being with your brethren, it is good.
Yeah.
There's this Igbo saying I love so much. It said we gather as men to look at the moon, not because you cannot see it from your house.
Yeah.
I cannot see the moon from my house, but it's good for us to be together.
Together.
So it's like with the ACS, that was my own way of building, my community.
It gets together, and we had fun times. A lot of
Yeah, bro,
gist,
just
laughs.
sit down and
laughs.
even now, bro, I'm tired of corporate. It's because they call some things creative days hangouts, and I get there and it's all. So I'm not going to keep quiet. Well, I think maybe OTID's next event should just be
Play.
like
Let's
just
play.
come and just nothing too serious, man. No anchor, nothing. Just play light music, eat, play
By the way,
Ludo.
you hear it here first.
just-
OTID
I
next
have
a
event.
I have a
I
beautiful
think we should
idea.
do something like that.
I
Because,
have a beautiful idea, and now that summer is coming, it will be wonderful to do.
yeah, just chill.
Chuck him
like-
an email.
I'll chuck you an email. I've seen how, and now I know how you communicate. I'll send
Bro, when I saw that someone's email, bro, I was
No,
like,
but the
guy,
funny thing is, you work with Tai.
no, see.
You don't think I'm always me and Tanya always fighting because I
I
need the email.
forget. Tayo knows.
I was so
I
confused.
reply your email.
I sent an email and Josh was like, "Why? Why so formal? Why?" I'm like, bro, how should I
I
communicate?
think you need to understand something about me and Josh. I think you know, but you just don't. One thing about us, the way we're raised, we're very free-minded. Like we don't stress about a lot of things. Like if we say like, oh, we're gonna work for you,
Yeah.
we don't.
We don't look at benefits.
We don't think about it like, oh, you're our employer. We
Yeah,
think about it
true.
like, you're our family. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's the way we're raised. Like
the same thing with Ty. It's like so many times Ty will send me email, will message me and to be one formal. I'll reply him in pidgin. I'll say, guy, how far? He will be telling me, Dave, are you normal? Like,
let me paint you a picture of how we're raised. I went to work with my mom.
Yeah.
Me and my mom left the house in the morning. We went to work together, and she got to the office. There's a guy seated at the gate in the office. She looks at this guy. He's carrying like a small nylon bag. She says, She says my mom comes down from her car, walks up to this guy. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. What are you doing here? That he came to look for a job. He doesn't have a place to stay. This. My mom was like, okay. Tells the driver, say, can you wait for me? I'm coming. My mom goes to the office, signs everything. I'm looking at my mom. My mom is like that. Okay, she'll just take that. She's meant to go do some errands and go home. Now let's go. We get in the car. This guy is sitting there in the car with us. We are driving. We get to a place. My mom buys food for everybody plus the guy. I don't know this guy. I haven't even spoken to this guy. I'm just sitting there in the car. I'm looking at this stranger. And my mom is talking with him. We keep going. Then we get home and my mom is saying, Joshua, he's your roommate.
Yeah, there's this sense of compassion and community that we have as Africans. you know.
yeah, I think
That is where
That's
that is
why
where
we, like-
that is how I grew up. So
that's why when you send us
whenever-
formal message, you're like,
like you see, for example, Chop Life.
Yeah,
People see Chop Life as a club night event. Chop Life to me is not a club night event.
it's a very big community, and like big up
Chop-
to you guys though.
Chop
right?
Life to me is
yeah, please, that thing I've caused fight. Don't say big up to us.
It's
Big
no,
ups
no,
to
it's not
Dan
big
Willow.
ups. No.
Okay,
Let me get to
I
I'm
think
going.
this will be my very first hot take. When I say big up to you guys, right? Dan Willow has done well. He has created the platform, right? My brother, community builds culture. Let us sit and break it down. The people build the culture. People come to Chop Life and there's high energy because sometimes you being on the dance floor, I may not be dancing, but I just want to drink and look at you dance. That energy of being around people that are having fun, Timmy smiling, Josh at the door welcoming me in. Don't mistake those cues for the person that might own the venue or might own the night. You know, so if I say big up to you guys because your energy sometimes is why people are there.
No, we respect that. And to be honest, we appreciate that you say that. But and our problem is, like what I was going to say was that Chop Life is a time out with my friends.
Yeah.
A time out with Dan Willow. Dan Willow is one of my best buds.
Yeah.
Dan Willow.
Nice
a
guy,
time
man.
out-
Big up to Willow.
As a
Yeah,
big up
Willow,
Willow, man. Willow is one of the realest guys you can ever have as a friend. Trust me. We'll hang out with Willow, hang out with DJ Timmy, dancing on the stage with my brother. That is what Chop Life is to me.
Yeah.
So whether I get paid or not, I do not care. Whenever I go to OTID events, to be honest, the most OTID event, I used to look forward to it because it was the one moment that I know that
I will see Osama.
I will see Osama.
Oh,
Osama
God.
and Victor are going to sit down and gist. I'm going to see PK. Me and Kuti. Oh my God. Me and Kuti. Kuti is one of my. I'm telling you. You see, if Kuti calls me,
Kuti's mentality, I love it.
bro. If Kuti calls me and say, Joshua, I need this, bro. I won't even think twice about it. Kuti at this point could be my blood brother. That is how it is. Like, I'm coming there to hang out with my friend, so I'm not even coming there to get paid.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we are brought up. When we do things like, I'm not doing this podcast to make money. I could stop this thing tomorrow.
But I will stop you there.
But this is what I'm
No,
doing.
see, we want to make money. Don't get us wrong. We want to make money.
Hear me out. But why I'm doing this podcast is everyone is doing podcasts. There are a lot of people who are black, who are Nigerians doing podcasts. And you see them when they're inviting guests on their podcast, they're inviting stars, they're inviting artists.
Yeah.
But I want to, when I see social media, I see a lot of talk about immigrants, but I don't see immigrants talking about what they're going through.
Yeah, real experiences, lived experiences, real
experience,
people with real stories,
people with real stories. That's what I do this. That's why I do Chop It Up for. If Chop It Up ends up making money, hallelujah. But it's not the goal.
Hallelujah. But yeah, like it's not like I get what you mean. It hasn't like for us. Like me, I told you the first time you asked me you wanted to pay me, I was like, I dance. I don't dance because I want you to pay me. I dance because I can't help it. Once I hear music, bro, my leg. You don't have to give me money. My leg will just start moving.
Have you given money? You don't say I should get on this.
But anyway,
I love dancing.
I think just rounding up. What do you think is the cure for loneliness as an immigrant?
To be honest, I don't have the answers, but I can tell you what has worked for me.
Yeah.
Right. What has worked for me most times is just the people are around me, bro. Like I can't trade them for anything. You know,
Nice.
from and not just family now. Like I mean, the friends I've made along the way, bro. Victor, my friendship with Victor is a very unique one because he's a very stupid person. Like, Victor is someone that I will tell I have this idea. He will criticize it, tell me it's very stupid, but while he's talking, he's getting dressed to follow me to do it. You know, and there are times where I've called him and he's driven from Liverpool to Cardiff to come stay with me. You know, and I had Professor Uzo when I had one of my episodes. She brought food to my house and she made sure, you know, I was good. And she told the person that delivered the food to take a picture of me to send to her as proof of life. Those are things that money cannot buy. That is the community that we speak about.
Yeah.
Right. These are things that cannot go into a grant application. Right. But is what we feel is who we are. You know, so I think having good people around you, like Femi, man. Femi, my co-director, he's the most calm-headed and steady human being I've met.
That's true.
The house can be on fire and Femi will still think about the exit.
Yeah.
While everybody's panicking. And then there's Fumbi, you know, and Fola Rami, who is also... You should have Fola on this board. Fola has a very unique way of saying
I've
life.
told him about it. He said he's coming. Yeah, I've spoken to him about it.